Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to another Jenny Live. Hope you guys are having an amazing evening, like always. Join us, please. We are live right now. You know what? I just realized I have no idea what date we're on. I know it's sometime in August, but it's kind of difficult to keep track of the dates here in the jungle. So let me see so I can tell you. August 22nd. Wow. Okay. So one more month, a little bit less than a month, and it's my birthday. Woo! Welcome, guys. So I'm going to be MIA for that week of my birthday, by the way. I decided why not travel to Alaska. So if anybody's gone there already in one of those cruises, let me know. If you have any tips for me or things that I should keep in mind or places that I should visit, I still have to do the whole itinerary of excursions. Did I say that right? Yeah. Anyway, but crazy. We're ready, right? Halfway through the year, and then again, it's next year. So time flies, guys. Let's see if we can get the chat up so I can start reading you guys. Don't forget, our live chats are our members chat. Welcome members of Miami TV. Facebook and YouTube is also up. Okay, so if you ever want to send topics for Jenny Live, go ahead and send them to jenny@miamitv.com. Hi, Jerry, Lucas, Martin. Remember, I'm going to say hello to the first 10 apparently, and then we'll begin with the topics. So if you do have topics to share, I definitely appreciate it. But if I start saying hi to every name, it's going to be a show of names, okay? But I do read you, and I'm very, very grateful that you're here. Hello, hola bonita, hola, ¿cómo están? Muy bien. Okay, hi Jenny. This is from Dave. Hi Dave. Bonita noche, Mario. I would like you to talk about why so many people are shy. You know, believe it or not, I'm going to add myself to that equation. I know it doesn't seem like it. I feel like I've also lost it along the way throughout the years, but shyness isn't so bad. Say hello to Caroline and Shelly. Hi, Caroline and Shelly. Welcome. Hello, Tennessee. What's up, Ken? Robert. Welcome, guys. Would you consider yourselves shy? Introverts or extroverts? I think shyness has always been a part of me, at least. It's a longer email, but I'm going to cut it there to begin. And it's like when the cameras are on, it's almost like that alter ego comes out, right? And it's like, okay, showtime, let's do this. But you'd be surprised. Like if you ever see me in the streets, or if you ever, I've had people tell me like I saw you at the supermarket, and I didn't dare to say hello. I'm like, why not? You know, I'm very down to earth. You can say hello, you guys. Alvarez, hey. And most people don't dare to come up to me for some reason. So no, guys, you can come up to me, no problem. But I'm totally different in my everyday regular life than I am like on our bar or club shows, right? Because if anything, it's almost like you have to be that center of attention. You have to be the light for everybody else. You know, you have to be the entertainment for the night. So before the cameras are on, it's just like in the corner, very quiet, you know, smiling, you know, and then the cameras are on and it's like, hello. So I feel like the cameras definitely do bring out that alter ego in everybody. And I think that's good, but that's not the topic for today. It's shyness. So why do you think so many people are shy? Like when I was young, I was shy to the point of panic around the opposite sex. Oh, okay. No, I've never panicked. I was shy to the point of panic around the opposite sex, but not now. But so many others are in that and other ways. I know from listening to you that part of the answer is insecurity, but there is probably more to it than just that. Okay, so you just gave my answer. Okay, you've been watching the show enough. Another subject might be all the fears so many have. It seems almost everyone is afraid of something. Isn't that a thing, right? Isn't it crazy how you really start to analyze fear, and it's just so silly. It just means that we're lacking that that love, I guess we could say, because if you think about it, when you're 100% filled with love in every sense, from every angle you can think of, from your partner, from your family, from your friends, from your pets, there is no negative emotion that can form a part of your lifestyle, right? So you can be, you could be going through any kind of situation, but you're going to be knowing that everything is okay because love is on your side. It's almost like what people would call sometimes faith, right? Or support of a spiritual being that they don't see, but they know it's there. Like they know God is always with them. And you guys know I don't talk religion. So whoever or whatever you believe in, there's always an energy supporting you. I think that the more open we are towards the idea and the feeling and the understanding and the willingness to be open to these ideas of spirituality that we have in our lives, the more sure we become of ourselves because we feel, supported. We feel supported. We feel like something has our back, right? So no matter how bad a situation can get or how bad anything gets, everything is always going to be okay. Has it ever happened to you? I know I'm going off topic, but I do that. You know that. Has it ever happened to you that you've been in a difficult situation and every time you're in a difficult situation in your life, something comes up, and it can also be in the sense of money. Like if you have no money to pay the bill of the end of the month because the water or the electricity is going to come off, and all of a sudden you get that exact amount of money to pay for what you needed or you need to meet rent. I know a lot of people like that. We were once one of them, and it's like, how is it possible? It's like you owe this amount of money, and that with the sense and everything comes in just at the last minute. So it's like something's always watching our backs, So do you think that maybe we can overcome fear by just opening up our wisdom more towards belief? And as you know, I don't like the word belief. So just the fact that we know that we're not alone, that there's somebody else or something else with us that is always caring for us. It could be a family member that passed away. It could be an energy, higher than just a soul. Then in that case, it depends on what you believe in, yes. But what do you think? I'm at Caroline's home. Oh, that's nice. Hi, guys. So I know another subject might be all the fears so many have. It seems almost everyone is afraid of something. I will take issue with your comment of not eating after sunset. Many people have schedules where, that's another topic, right? Where there isn't possible, and many of us like to or need to work until dark and then have a meal and relax a bit before bed. Many others work nights or have odd schedules. So we just need some time between eating and sleep. A good thing to remember is always to remember to never say never or always. I love purple. Thanks, David. The whole, that's another subject, but the whole eating before you go to bed, it's horrible. Like imagine that is when your body actually has to refresh itself. So you want to eat at least, I think what Barbara O'Neill, which is somebody that I really follow, I think it's 5 hours before bed, or if you can stop eating after sunset, if you have a regular schedule and going to sleep like 9, 10, 11. But she says that from 10 to 3 in the morning is when your body actually has that new cellular regeneration. So if you're eating right before you're going to sleep, you're basically not allowing your body to rest and to regenerate because while it's working, imagine that our stomach and our intestines, we have a little fabric going on in there, that every time we feed it, it's like, okay, like if we had hamsters in there, that's what they would look like. They would look like hamsters running in the wheel. That's exactly what it is. We put our body to work. So you don't want to put your body to work when it's supposed to be refreshed and when it's supposed to be regenerating and getting healthier and having those lucid dreams that we're always talking about. I think lucid dreaming is something that everybody needs in the sense of just trying to connect with to those answers that we're looking for so much, but we're so busy that we don't really have time to think or meditate, let's say. And if you do have time, then definitely do so. You like my outfit? Thank you. This is my everyday kind of to-go outfit. So you think part of the answer would be insecure. Why do you think people are shy? Why do you guys think people are shy? Is this something that you can overcome? How do you overcome it? Let me open our members chat. Give me 1 second. I really love this tablet. Hello, Bob. How are you? When I was in college, I was broke and could not afford electricity. It was my darkest hour. Okay. Well, you know what? I always think that it's good to go through those moments, because by going through moments, like you call it, the darkest hour, and I know it was kind of because you didn't have electricity, right? That was funny. At the same time, at least you can value what you have today a little more, where you're able to pay for what you need and have electricity and so much more. So I think it's necessary to go through those times. We went through saludos, Gonzalo. We went through 2 evictions. We went through our power getting shut off, our water getting shut off. And I think that was the worst. But yeah, it's like when you go through those times and you're fighting to do your own thing, right? Like your own business or your own idea, whatever it is. Let's say you're carving your own path in life. I think that those moments are the moments that you're always going to talk back towards, right? Like I remember when, and not that it's not great to be living in a past at the same time. Always remember that. But it's good to every now and then bring them out to life again, and just to remember where you're coming from and to remember how hard you've worked to get to where you are today. So, yeah, so it's not bad. Okay, going back to shyness. I think shyness also has to do with the way that we've been brought up. For example, I was brought up, my dad was a way where whenever there was 2 people kissing in the streets, marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, teenage, whatever, he would literally put like his hand on me, like saying, nope, don't look at that. That's perverted. Like that's how strict he was. And look at me today, right? But so I think that when we're brought up in an environment that is censored, we censor ourselves, because we're being taught that it's not okay to speak your mind. It's not okay to ask questions. It's not okay to see people being free and acting freely, because we're being censored into what we're seeing. And come on, that's nothing wrong with a kiss. I get it with the fact of like, okay, you're watching a movie maybe, and there's a moment in the movie where there's some intimacy and you don't want your kid watching that, fine. But 2 people kissing in the street and you're 13 years old, come on. So I think that when the censorship is a little bit too harsh when you're a kid, it definitely affects our shyness, because we learn that that's just the way that the world is, that we're supposed to just be introverted and keep to ourselves and not ask anybody for help, right? And that life is hard. How many of you have heard that in your years growing up, that money maybe isn't enough, right? Or that everything you have to do more than once, because you're not going to be successful at the beginning. So we have all these dilemmas in our subconscious and all these mantras, because honestly what this programming is, it's the mantras that we keep repeating, although we don't remember that they're there. But when you have a moment of shyness, it's really just a matter of saying, and I know you said insecurity, I know you beat me to it, but it's a matter of saying, well, why are you shy? Like why are you afraid to be yourself? And then going back and saying, well, who made me afraid? Who censored me? Who made me be shy of who I always wanted to be? Did you ever have a parent maybe did your parents ever tell you to be quiet when you were having a fit in a public place because you wanted something, instead of maybe dealing with it a little bit different? You were just kind of hit maybe, or you were slapped, because remember back in the day that was a thing, like, parents could slap you and smack your booty and it would be okay. Today, if any parent does that, they call child services. So things have changed. I don't remember ever getting the belt. I know my brother did. But I got some spankings when I was a kid. Yes, and I think most of us did, right? And did they work? I don't know. I don't think so, honestly. I just think they made me rebel even more. But I think it's all just a matter of understanding, younger minds, that's all, and putting ourselves in their shoes. And the information that we have today isn't the information that our parents had back then. So, it's relative, right? Anyway, so if you were one of those where maybe you were always trying to speak your mind and your parents would just tell you, can't you see that adults are talking, or go in the kids' room, or I don't want to hear it, or, be quiet, or this is grown-ups talking, or any of those things, if they happen repeatedly, you started to just understand that what you have to say is not important. So you are not an important person. That is what your mind absorbed. And that can affect you in so many levels. That can affect you in just going up for an interview, or just going up to a woman or a man, or just, starting up a conversation with somebody. The reality is what's the worst that can happen? That's the question you need to always ask yourself when you're being shy to apply for a job that you always dreamed of, or to talk to the woman that you think is the woman of your dreams, or to just step forward into taking new obstacles in life. I call them obstacles because at the end of the day, it's the best way to jump in them and being successful at them. Retos, challenges, sorry. My mind thinks in Spanish sometimes. So, what's the worst that can happen? That's, I think, the simplest question. What's the worst that can happen if you speak your mind? What's the worst that can happen if you talk to that woman or that man? Oh, well, the worst thing that can happen is that they say they're not interested. Okay. At least you ended it, right? Like that whole emotion that you had for so long that you've never actually come up to the person and had the guts to talk to them. Well, at least now you can stop wasting your time. So when you really think about it, at the end of the day, it's even better because you stopped wasting time. So when you start to value yourself and realize that you are important, that your time is valuable, what's the worst that can happen? That's the phrase that I want you to always remember. And there's nothing horrible in the world that you can't come back from other than death. So unless you're wanting to do something that's going to kill you, then what's the worst that can happen? And even so, you might die. What if you jump off an airplane? Well, what's the worst that can happen? The parachute doesn't open and you die. Well, even that's not so bad. I mean, maybe it's just your time to go and you're not supposed to be here anymore. So it's just a way of looking at things, you guys. Oh, man. All right, guys. Welcome. We're live, by the way, 7:20 over here in Tulum. It's not healthy to eat great amounts of food just before going to bed. We must wait at least for 2 hours. Okay, good. If you can even wait more, even better. Hi, Barnacle Bill, I enjoy your show. Thank you. And it teaches to be respectful to others too. I think you might have said something at the top that I missed, and that was the following. Sorry. Hoy te ves esplendorosa. No sabes qué linda palabra. De qué costumbre. Felicidades. Do you have any donkey earrings? I'm just kidding. No, I don't. But I would. If you find me some colorful donkey earrings, I would definitely buy them. Anything that's colorful and just, animals are my thing. Could we go up a little bit and see if there's some that I missed up there? I want to make sure that we read all of you guys. And they're not hearing me. So, hello. You guys need to wear your headphones. Come on. Saludos, Uruguay. ¿Cómo estamos? Okay, I got it. Thank you. We went from extreme parents, hi the one, parents spanking, to the other extreme, kids' rebellions and disrespect. Right? It's like all of a sudden there's this flip of things, of this change. That's kind of how I feel about women's right as well. And I'm a woman. But it's like there's been this, or abortion laws. I mean, there's been like this, okay, there's something positive that can come out of this. And then somebody takes it and just twists it around and makes it negative. So, parents aren't allowed to be parents anymore. What about teachers? I saw a video the other day. Enrique was watching it. It was very long. I would love to share it with you. So if I find it, I'll share it. Where it was basically like this little mini movie where a teacher goes out and says to the kid, she gives him a 0 because he put that 1 + 1 is 22, and and the whole, the parents came in and said, well, you're judging my kid, why can't it be 22? And she was very calm in this short film and saying, well, that's just not realistic. That's just not how math works. It's 4. Sorry, it was 2 plus 2. Or was it 1 plus 1? Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. And then, yeah, he was writing 22. So by the end of the whole story, when they fire her and they got the media in and everything, the guys, with the press in front of them, they fired her from the job because she was criticizing and not allowing the kid to have a free mind. So they went to write, okay, so you've had this amount of days. The total is, I don't know, I can't remember. Maybe it was like 2,000, and she said no, the total is 22,000. So yeah, we're in that kind of life right now, you guys, where you can't be open about what you think, because parents can't really have that free will to be parents as they used to be. Not that it was the right way. I mean, who's to say that what our parents did was right and what the parents are doing today isn't right? I think there needs to be like a middleman there. And the same thing with teachers. I mean, I think teachers are way, way underpaid. I mean, they're basically babysitters for free in public schools. Come on. Like, why aren't they paid more? If I was a teacher, which obviously I'm not, but if in another life I was a teacher, I would just start some kind of movement where all teachers just quit until there's a proper educative system, and they can have control to be able to, well, actually guide these kids to a higher, a better generation to come, right? But no, that's not the case today. So, hello, how are you? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Jenny, you're way too popular. A little bit of buffering. No, sorry. Siempre serás mi reina. Gracias. Qué bonito. I must say, you weren't censored, Jenny, hard enough, because look at you now. Bravo. Yeah, I guess. But you know what? I can say that the only thing that the extremist, what extreme parenting does to a child is basically make them act out even more. So with me being censored so much when I was a kid, right? When I got to my teenage years and I moved from Uruguay to the US, I just lashed out. It was like, okay, no more control. Like, I was this little rebel. So that's why we were saying, like, it's never, you got to find that middle way where too much is not good. It's like food, right? You got too much of something and it's not good for you. Same thing with parenting. Even though I'm not a parent, but I was a kid. We've all been kids, and we know how things would have been better now that you're an adult. Oh, well, if your parents would have done this differently, maybe you would have acted differently, right? Because at the end of the day, the only thing you want to do is, when you're a kid, the only thing you want is to be understood. And parents, when we get older, so as we grow as adults, we forget what it was like to be a kid. We forget that the most important thing for that kid, which in some case it was you, was that dress or that ice cream or that bully in school, like, because you have no problems. So your mind is only focused on the more exciting or more negative thing that might be happening in your life right there. But we get older, right? I'm not adding myself to this equation, by the way. So most people get old. I mean, I'm getting older, but what I'm saying, my mentality is not like that. Most people, they get older, and they forget about what innocence felt like. Right? So they can never put themselves in their kids' shoes. They forget what it was like to be a kid. They forget that, hey, listen, if I'm crying, it's because there's something wrong. There's something that I need attention from. If I am acting out in school, it's because I'm not getting enough love. You're working too much. If I'm rebelling out or sneaking out or drinking alcohol, it's because there's not enough love in my life, and I'm trying to find it somewhere else. So these are all things that I think for all those brave parents today, is something that you should always just try to remember. What was it like when you were a kid, and how could you have done it better? And just make sure that the next generation, through your hands, right, and through your life, is better than the last one. That's the only thing. And that, of course, we've done a show in forgiveness that always, always, always begins in forgiving our parents for the way, the way that they raised us in those moments that we know or we thought were wrong. Because everybody does the best that they can. It's really that simple. So understanding, when you become an adult, you have that intelligence to be able to understand what it's like to be an adult and what it's like to be a kid, because you've already been one. So it's just a matter of taking that understanding and saying, well, I forgive you for, doing the best that you could, and maybe making mistakes, but it wasn't your fault. You did the best that you could, Good evening, Deja. How are you? Buenas noches, Tarcisio. ¿Cómo están? Hola, hola. Teachers nowadays seem to get assaulted more and more, even getting shot in the face by a 6-year-old. What? I did not see that coming. Is this for real? I've seen videos of kids bullying their teachers, like throwing stuff at their heads. I don't get it. Why would anybody want to go to school? And you know what? The fact that the parents go out and start and try to protect their kids, oh, you gave my kid a bad grade. That means you're prejudiced. That means you're judging them. That means you're racist. You should be thankful just for the fact that there's somebody babysitting your kid while you're at school, right? And it's so silly because they're babysitting your kids, but at the same time, they're brainwashing them to be raised in this box. Why do you think Elon Musk came up with his own school? Come on. People that have that amount of money and that amount of intelligence know what they're doing. There's a reason why they don't trust the public system. Okay, so it's just a matter of, well, if you say, well, that's all I can afford, fine, then you can do some great teaching at home, because at the end of the day, you know what? Anybody in this life is going to use social skills way more than what they learn in school. So you need to teach them those social skills at home, how to be respectful, how to respect women, how to respect men, how to respect others, right? How to respect themselves. And that's something that you're not going to learn in school, unfortunately. Teachers just don't get paid enough. And on top of that, they get bullied. So yeah, I respect teachers to the point that it's wow, why are you still doing it? Why? Why are you still a teacher? And you have the great ones, right, that really do make a difference. I don't know if I showed you a video. There was a video of this woman. She was a teacher. She was getting surgery, and the doctor that ended up doing her surgery was her student when they were in middle school or something like that. And he ended up gifting her the surgery and saying that if it wasn't for her words and her support, he would have never become a doctor to begin with. That she made all that difference. So yes, there's always those sparks. There's always those, I guess you could say students, so there's always that person that really gets through to another. But out of thousands, how many really do get the message and how many really do get through? It's tough. Hi, Jenny, you would make a great teacher. If you were my teacher, I would never miss a class. Honestly, you're a great speaker. Right. Thanks. Hey, Justin, how are you? Everything's great over here. A 6-year-old with a gun, only in America. Was that in America? I mean, I don't know. Come on, there's some crazy stuff happening everywhere. I mean, that's the parents right there. But yeah, parents need to just get to the point of saying, if your teacher gave you a bad grade or put you in timeout or sent you to detention, it's for a reason. You needed to learn something. But I've seen this, that parents are some parents, because they're not with their kids so much because they're working so much, they just want to become friends. They want their kids to like them. They want to be the cool mom, the cool dad. And, by doing that, they're really just, messing up. But, by all means, this is just me speaking as me once being a kid, not a parent, by the way. But I always say I take my hats off anybody that's a parent today, because wow, you guys have it really tough. So just love, just share love, spread love, teach love. All right. Okay, my loves, we will see you tomorrow, same time here in Miami TV. And if you don't want to be shy anymore, just remember, what's the worst thing that can happen? Go out there, talk to the person that you've been wanting to talk to for the longest time. Apply for that job that you've been wanting to apply for the longest time, because you're worth it, and you just have to put your goals in front of you and don't let anybody or anything stop you. There's going to be some rocks, there's going to be ups and downs, but at the end of the day, if you don't do it, you'll never know. What's the worst that can happen? Good night, guys.